business success secrets. What is the secret to success in life that catapults a person who maybe at one stage in their life, like dead broke and like, mentally, physically, emotionally at a very low place? What are those things that people can inculcate into their life that allows them to go to that next level and to fulfill all the gifts that have been bestowed upon them by God, the universe, whatever your belief system is, right? So
Yes.
that's what we're going to look at today. I've got a very special guest with me today. Guys, this is your host, Shez Hanif. I'm the lead coach and founder of Guidance Coaching, and we specialize in helping people to discover their dream career, especially entrepreneurs and professionals. People who are looking to unlock their gifts and to get that fulfillment. We help them to reach their full potential and to turn their passion into profit. And to help us in that mission today, as you guys know, we've got an ongoing series where we're looking at business success secrets. I have someone very, very special today. This is someone who I look up to as a mentor, as a coach, someone who I've benefited from on our mentoring calls. So it's a great honor and privilege for me to introduce Dr. Elena Pezzini. Dr. Elena is a fully qualified coach in her own right. She's a mentor. She's a qualified doctor. So many accolades, Doctor. I could be here all day, right? But I know that you're very busy, and I don't want to take up too much of your precious time. Just want to say thank you for coming on. And if I could maybe just ask you just to share a little bit about yourself with our audience, just a little bit of background before we kind of get into the meat and potatoes of the discussion.
My pleasure, Shazad. And yes, hello everyone. My name is Dr. Elena Pezzini. I'm Italian American, and I am a certified coach as well. And I strongly believe that there is a coach in each and every one of us. There is a doctor in each and every one of us. Okay, depending on what you want to master in life and how much time do you dedicate to your passions. So I also want to thank our common mentor, Mr. T. Harv Eker, and his son now that's managing the company, Jesse, and they're doing an amazing job. So thank you for connecting us. Let's see. So today is my birthday, and I want to tell you that I wish for myself what I wish for all of us. I do my best to walk the walk and talk the talk every day. Of course, we do our best, and the more we put ourselves out there, and we do our best to help and more people with whatever we were gifted with whatever our skills may be. Obviously, at some point you're going to have obstacles that that could be under your control sometimes or not. COVID is relatively under our control or not. So, and
Absolutely.
so, so obviously that's a challenge. But I was thinking in preparation for our interview. So there are no real secrets. I do my best every day to give it all I've got. All I've got. I do. Live a very healthy life to be able to keep that high performance and to be able to have as much energy and stamina to give to others. Although I'm not a spring chicken, and
And you look
and
you look very
today
young,
I'm 1 year
you look
older.
very young and elegant to me, Doctor.
Thank you so much. So, inevitably, around on your path in life, whichever one that is, which you will have to identify with us, even with my amazing fellow coach Shazad, you're going to find obstacles. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to upset people unwillingly or unconsciously. So it's going to happen. But overall, it's important to focus on what you have control over and really the direct impact you can have on people. So I can talk more. I can talk for years. But tell me if this was helpful so far.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. And I just want to say happy birthday as well. I think it's amazing that you on your birthday have taken out the time, and I know you've got plans as well for this evening. Obviously, you're in the US, so your day has just kind of started, I guess. But yeah, so happy birthday, and thank you for sharing a little bit of your journey with us. So I guess, like, if you were to like pinpoint, if we were to try to kind of pinpoint where is it that people kind of go wrong, or on, vice versa, on the flip side to that, what are the things that people do consistently that allows them to propel themselves and to become a success? So some of the other mentors that we've had on, I have noticed, like, there are some like parallels being drawn between, like, what they've all said in terms of some of the secrets that enable people to reach that summit, as it were, in their life. So what is it for you? I'd love to hear it in your words, I guess.
Yeah, great question, Shazad, and thank you for asking that. So great questions. So from my experience, and I noticed on your website, you also specialize in relationships. It boils down to relationships as well, because obviously we're humans, we're gregarious by nature, and we cannot do it ourselves. We really need to help one another to make things happen. And the more, from my experience, the more you help others, the more it's going to come back to you a millionfold and much more. So
Absolutely.
I cultivate my relationships, and of course, we all have 24 hours a day, so you have to manage your time as well. But you're a great relationship, and I treasure it. So as our common mentor taught us, anything comes from relations and people, such as money, investments, business. So I do cultivate them. It comes natural to me because I'm an extrovert, and I have a PhD in psychology. So I usually understand people pretty well. Of course, I make
Wow.
mistakes as well. Uh, and
Excellent, great stuff. So, like, what mistakes do you think that people make then when it comes to actually
yeah,
achieving success in business? Like, are there
sure.
certain things that people do which don't allow them to, they kind of, maybe they get in their own way? Like, what are the things that derail people, I guess? And
Sure.
actually, I'm glad that you mentioned T. Harv Eker's name as well, because he is the kind of bridge between us. If it wasn't for T. Harv, we wouldn't have been able to connect on our sort of coaching, mentoring calls. So I'm glad that you've mentioned his name, and I just want to endorse and just echo that as well, that we're truly indebted to the work that T. Harv Eker does, and I recommend all of his programs always, because he is doing amazing work.
Absolutely, yes. Well, as you probably found in helping people and coaching them, so often people either don't have the right knowledge or don't know where to go get it, especially in business. I see a lot of businesses, because that's my specialty. I'm a business coach, and my PhD is in industrial organizational psychology, which is basically psychology applied to companies, corporations, career, and so on. A lot of consumer behavior.
Okay.
So, to really succeed in any business, there are some core principles that you have to master, such as you have to have a clear vision. You need to know exactly how you're different than your competition. You need to package your products and services in a way that's sexy and compelling and attractive. You need to
Yep.
have the right testimonials that need to be written or expressed in a certain way, and so on and so forth. And there's more elements, but so some people start businesses, don't even have a business plan, and literally makes my hair go up. And and
Guys, I
so
hope I hope our audience is making notes, because I am. I'm actually, like, really making notes of some of the things that you mentioned. So I hope that there's because there's real value being given here. Thank you so much. Please continue, Doctor. Sorry to.
thank you. So not only you need the right knowledge, which nowadays luckily can be found almost anywhere, but because there is so much knowledge, it's hard to sometimes narrow it down, stay completely focused, and not get distracted, and just finish consuming that knowledge and really grasp it. So then coaching comes in, because a lot of people take courses, take a million courses, and it doesn't make a dent. They keep it on the shelves or on the hard drive right now, and they don't apply it, implement it. So that's where coaching really comes in, where we sort of force you, gently or not so gently, to really apply right away the right knowledge you need to move forward in your career. So, and and it takes work, it takes effort. Some people give up. So that's the other secret. I'm very loyal. I'm a little bit like a dog personality. And so usually, I've trained myself to complete and finish what I start, even if sometimes it's not easy. It's blood, sweat, and tears. So yeah, and then of course, the other obstacles are, we live in a very busy lifetime, and so not only managing your relationships well, but you also have to manage your other resources well: time, money, energy. And there are formulas out there, there are structures, there are programs, and so helping people finding the right one for them, for their lifestyle and personality. Like, for instance, you live in London, by the way. I'm a dual citizen, European, Italian, and I've come to London, lived there when I was 18, and learned English. All I knew was Shakespeare when I got there, so not very helpful. I got better.
Shakespeare is very useful, I think. If you can, if you can understand and read some of his work, then you can
Yeah.
you can get by in London, no problem.
Are you in London, Shazad?
I'm near London. I'm in a place called Reading, which is
Yes, yes.
about 35 miles, 40 miles from Reading. So from London, sorry. So yeah, not too far away. We go to London quite
Yeah.
frequently.
And where are you originally from?
Originally from Pakistan. So my parents, my father migrated here to the UK in the early 60s, in the early 1960s. So I'm second generation.
Beautiful story. Beautiful
So
story.
yeah, it's nice. We've really kind of I see that, like, Reading as my home. And even if I go back to Pakistan, it's nice to connect with my culture and everything. But when I miss home. This is home. And yeah, it's a beautiful place. We live a great life here in the UK, and yeah, something to be very, very grateful for.
Congratulations.
Cool. Thank you so much. So one thing I also wanted to ask was, like, what does a typical day look like for you? And I'll probably make this the last question, because I know you've got meetings running and things. So
No, that's okay.
what does a typical day look like for Dr. Elena?
Yeah, sure. So I have another half hour if needed, but so yeah. So today is Monday. I'll be honest. I used to be a workaholic, and very, very Americanized, like working all the time. I mean, luckily I enjoy my work, which doesn't even feel like work.
Wow.
So, in Italy, growing up in Italy, maybe over there is like the other extreme. Just people like take 4-hour long nap in the afternoon.
Oh, wow.
And or at
They
least
have siestas. They have siestas in Italy.
Yeah, definitely. And
Oh, wow.
and like they're always prioritizing friends and family, and big dinners with 10 courses, and so that take forever. So somewhere in between would be nice, right? But
Yeah.
then I moved to the US when I was 20 for school, and then I totally became, I mean, at some point, even while I was a student, I had like 4 jobs. I mean, insane. So now I'm a bit better. I'm forcing myself to take weekends off. And thanks to somebody taught me that. Somebody I used to date. And so So that's good because you really need to recharge. You need to recharge your neurons, and so you have more to give to others. And especially for women, you may not relate, but we tend to be very mama bears and take care of everybody else. You know, our maternal instinct, and we put ourselves last, which is really bad. Can even increase stress and adrenal burnout, etc., etc. So,
Yeah.
So the weekends, I did celebrate my birthday. I took a very long river walk, somewhere I hadn't been, and it felt great. It felt great, really long all day. I felt recharged by nature. So, but normally Monday through Friday, the night before I usually make a plan for the day, so I know exactly. But I always prioritize exercise, a little bit of exercise. I used to run in nature. Now with COVID and everything, I do it inside as well, even on Zoom, treadmill, whatever it takes. So I always put in a little exercise every day. I think it's important. Otherwise, we're always at our computers, even for posture. I have been vegan most of my lives, so plant-based. That seems to be working really well for me, so I do grow as much as possible what I eat organically, fruits and vegetables. Also spend time with animals. I rescue them as well.
Oh, wow.
I manage a nonprofit. Yeah, I believe the animals are natural stress relievers. And then in terms of prioritizing my work, I do, Tony Robbins taught me that first I complete what's called wealth generating actions or activities, wealth generating actions, the actions that generate me the biggest wealth. I do those first. Okay. And then, and then I leave midday. Usually I do stop for a workout, and then later on in the afternoon or evening, I can do some activities that are not necessarily wealth generating because I've already done them first, but are good for my soul, social or time in nature or connecting with somebody, etc.
Yeah. So I guess there's going to be a little bit of socializing this evening. Then I would have thought, seeing that it's your
Yeah,
birthday.
we'll do a family movie night tonight.
Oh, lovely, 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 lovely.
Probably pick an international movie with in the original language with English subtitles to always challenge ourselves and master new skills and challenge our brain. It's good. It's good to learn new languages. So yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely.
There's gonna be a cake, a vegan cake.
Oh wow, oh wow. I'm transitioning. I'm transitioning to vegan. I'm kind of in that transitionary phase where I'm like, cutting down on my meat intake, and I'm definitely seeing the benefits of that. And who knows,
Yes,
I might get inspired now by listening to you and try
sure.
to go the full shebang.
Yeah, and I meet people wherever they're at. I don't want to absolutely impose my beliefs on anybody. Everybody has to find what's best for them, and I support them. So even if you realize your body does well with one vegan meal a day or a week, and that makes you feel good, then do what your body tells you. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. One quick thing I just wanted to touch upon
Yeah,
is the importance of discipline.
yeah,
And I've got a kind of a different perspective on this. And I was actually quite inspired by listening to T. Harv. He has as you know, a monthly mentoring call,
yes. Tough
which,
love.
yeah, tough love mentoring. And I heard him say in one of those once, and for me, it was a big, big aha moment. So he said that he mentioned, just kind of paraphrasing it. So to Harv, if you're watching, please don't quote me. I'm not saying the exact words, but this is how I understood what you said. So basically, he was saying that he used to listen to people like Brian Tracy, and used to be, felt really inspired how someone like Brian Tracy was so disciplined, would have his whole day mapped out, and everything planned by the hour, and so sort of methodical. And he said that Harv actually said that he beat himself up for so many years for not being like that, until he kind of had the realization that that wasn't his. He wasn't that type of personality. He was a more of a go with the flow type of person.
Mm-hmm.
And then the way he kind of overcame that scenario was that when he needed to do something, he would go into nature, he would put himself out of the way, where there was no distractions, and put his head down. And if he needed to put a course out there or work on something, he would get it done. Give himself a deadline and get it done by that deadline. And for me, that was fascinating listening to Harv say that, because it made me feel like there was hope for me still, because I can relate to that, like having trying to plan my day beforehand and having it all mapped out and just wouldn't go to plan. And what just I'd be interested to know what's your perspective on that.
Sure. So yeah, time management. What works well for me, and I've done some videos on time management to help others that I can share with your audience. It's free, no problem. So definitely, I use a calendar. Everything is calendar. I use Google Calendar. It's color coded. So health is in green. Birthday, anniversary in orange, our interview, it's blue, business, and so on and so forth. So yeah, I mean, some days I literally have to schedule a meal and showers even, because otherwise I won't find the time. And but in general, what works best is to leave a little bit of unscheduled time, what Harv calls floating time, like 1-2 hours every day. Don't schedule them, because life comes up, so at least if something comes up that you didn't expect, you have that 2 hours of buffer, and you don't feel like you're running late for everything else. So that I like that, and so also I group up. So you and I went back and forth to schedule this exact time, right? And there was a window of opportunity, but I clustered you, quote unquote, among my other client meetings, because when I'm coaching, I'm in a different mode. And this is scientifically proven. There is research that shows that I'm in a different mode than when I'm doing research for my nonprofit, or then I'm out socializing, or now virtually, right? So it's a different skill set. So when I'm coaching, I keep a 3-hour block for that. When I'm working out, I keep an hour to just for that, and so it's separate, and you can visually see it with the different colors in my schedule. That helps me. Does that explain it?
Absolutely. And I've actually seen in some of our mentoring calls that you actually kind of sharing your Google Calendar, and and she's right, guys. It's color coded. It's there. It's all mapped out. And no, that's excellent. And I need to kind of act upon that, because at the moment I'm using I do schedule things, but I'm relying mainly on my Apple Calendar, which with phones you never know with these devices, they could play up any time. You could lose your phone and then you're stuffed, right? So I think having a Google Calendar, you can it kind of can get synchronized on any device that you've got. So I think that is definitely very prudent advice. Cool. I mean, from my perspective, that I think that's pretty much it. I don't want to take up too much of your time. However, I would ask if you can please let us know, like, if people want to contact you, if they want to hear more about you, how do people learn about Elena? And any final thoughts, any final words of wisdom you want to share with us?
You. And by the way, I'll share these on my blog. I'll be able to reshare it, right? You and I are connected on Facebook.
Yes, that's right.
I'll share it on my website blog. So for your audience, I do have a global mastermind that's free. It's once a month, and please come and share all these great things and great contacts, great resources come out of there. So it's complimentary, just to help the community. And so please. So it's every first Wednesday of the month, every first Wednesday. It's at 1 p.m. Pacific. USA Pacific, and that seems to be a time that works with all time zone, Asia, Europe, that more or less is not in the middle of the night for everybody. So So I would love to have you, and you can register for free on my website, youhaveGotThePower.com, all spelled out. I can write it here in the chat, youhaveGotThePower.com. Here we go. And so we'd love to have you, and as I think every entrepreneur, every business owner need to support one another. And Napoleon Hill taught us this, you know, the importance of masterminds. Fortune 500 CEOs and executives do at least twice, 2 a year. Yeah, on average. Yeah.
Wow. 2 masterminds a year. I'll make a note of that. Excellent.
Yes.
Great stuff. Any other final thoughts you'd like to leave us with before we wrap this up, Elena?
Well, I'm impressed. Keep up the great work. Keep up the great work, and stay connected on your blog. I'll connect my website to yours with this interview, so you hopefully get some extra traffic, and also on social media. I'm impressed. You're a fellow coach, so if you need any help or need anything, I'm happy to help you. And thank you for the opportunity. It's always fun to share experiences with some professionals and like you, who have the same vision and mission in life, which is do our best to help this great world we live in.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you so much. It really is truly an honor and a privilege to have you. And you know, I've learned a lot from you, and I hope that I can continue learning from people like yourself. And I really do appreciate you taking the time out. Thank you so much. It's really been great. I hope we can do this again sometime.
We will. My pleasure.
Hopefully there'll be less noise in the background next time. I had the kids running all over the place.
We love kids and animals and nature.
Well, people like it authentic, right? So I think let's just keep it as it is. But no, thank you so much. Thanks a lot, and stay blessed, and hopefully we can connect again soon.
We will. Thank you, Shehzad.
Thank you so much.